Hey everybody, it's Paige Evans and I want to walk you through my newest mini album. This documents our day in the micro country of Andorra. It's nestled in the mountains close to Spain, and I'm using my Truly Grateful collection, but this actually started out as a project for Altenew. I had done a lot of mixed media work on a plain white cardstock background. I scraped modeling paste through one of my cut files. It's a grid with 9 different designs to be used as a stencil, and then I spritzed it with their colors and sprays and then set it aside because it was just a hot mess and it wasn't the direction I wanted my layout to go. And so then I forgot about it, and then I came back to it and decided I wanted to turn it into a mini album. And what I did is trimmed 9 circles. They are about 4 inches, just a little smaller than 4 inches, 4-inch circles. So I had 9 4-inch circles, and then I created a few more pages. So on the cover, I used the 6x8 paper from the 6x8 paper pad with the sunbursts of color, and I did some hand stitching between and then added the thickers and some flowers, kind of color on color. And then I purchased a grommet set on eBay to add these eyelets through each circle to attach them together. And I wish I had kept all my eyelets from back in the day because they would have come in really handy. And then on the binder ring to tie it all together, I created these pattern paper mini tassels, and I have a separate YouTube tutorial showing how I made these tassels, which I can link below. And I attached them with a rainbow of ribbons from my stash. This little heart is one of the wood veneer pieces from the mixed embellishments, which I painted white and then used a glue dot on the center. And then when I adhered this paper onto this pink pattern paper, I machine stitched around the edges, but I also sandwiched this white rickrack in between so that it could create this fun texture around the edges. So basically everything was done tone on tone, which is always a really easy way to make mini albums come together quickly. And all of the journaling is copied and pasted from my blog post recap about visiting Andorra. I changed the font to Remington Noiseless and printed it at about size 8, trimmed it into strips, and then glued it in place and just added a puffy sticker heart here at the top. So once I had all of the circles cut out, I found coordinating pattern paper and just trimmed a little semicircle and machine stitched over the pattern paper and then around the edge of the circle with the pattern paper on top to create pockets. So you can really see the texture from the modeling paste on the background of every page once you take out the photo, if there is a photo to be taken out. Sometimes I just glued the photo directly on the background, which you will see. So again, embellished tone on tone. So this was a pink page, so I added pink butterflies, pink flowers, a pink bunny, and one of the epoxy wooden buttons with the pink center. All right, come on, let's tuck back in the pocket. On this next page, it was a mint. I had used mint sprays, so I found all of the mint embellishments that I could and tucked a photo of Fox here into the background. And this one stays put, it doesn't come out. Some pages are interactive, some are not. So on this photo, again, this one just stays in place, but I had created a pocket, so if you want to tuck photos and embellishments into the pockets, you can. And this blue page added all kinds of blue embellishments. Here's a purple page, so it's really fun to just pick and pull all kinds of matching embellishments from different SKUs like epoxy stickers, wood buttons, die cuts, the floral die cuts. Added a couple strips of journaling. This page I just created on my own. I had 4x6-inch pictures printed. I also cut them into the same size of circle and then machine stitched them back to back. So not every page, most actually don't have anything on the back side of the page, but in this case, this photo, this is one of the photos I wanted to feature and not shrink down super small. It's just the view of Andorra as we were driving down into it. And these flowers, I tucked on the edges and trimmed off the excess before machine stitching around the edges. So here is an instance where the photo does come out from the pocket, and on the back side is where I added the journaling, and it tucks in place. And there are a few additional colors besides just the yellowy lime green color here. And I created a sequin shaker pocket because there's a skew of sequins in the mixed embellishments, so I trimmed a piece of page protector into a circle and started stitching all the way around. Before I stitched it closed, I poured sequins into the pocket and then finished stitching. And this is a kind of deep purple magenta page. So here's a photo that comes out of the pocket so you can see the whole page. And that just tucks right in. Another blue page, this one's a little bit darker blue. There's a photo on the front and a photo on the back. We drove through all these different ski resorts and it was really cool. I didn't know Andorra was so high up in the mountains. There's even a teeny tiny photo right here. And I had these printed at Costco and I used the program called Picasa. And again, I have a tutorial for that also on my YouTube. Here is a salmon pinky purple page and I've got two photos tucked into the pocket with just pattern papers on the back. I used a punch to make these tabs and stitched them in place and tucked the photos into the pocket. Again, you can see the texture on the background created with the modeling paste and the sprays when this was originally going to be a layout. Here's another page that I just made up. I had a lot of photos that I wanted to include. That's always one of the biggest issues when I'm creating mini albums about our travels, is I want to include all of the photos. And so on this piece of white cardstock, I trimmed it into a circle and then machine stitched these teeny tiny pictures only across the top so that they create little flaps. And underneath the photos is where I wrote the journaling. And I did the same thing on the front and back. Sandwiched a piece of pattern paper in between before machine stitching around to create a fun texture. I used my deco scissors. Don't throw your decorative scissors away. You never know when you'll want to use them. And then on the last page is our family photo. We always tried to take a family photo at every one of our adventures and destinations, and it's on this mint green aqua page. And again, we've got the texture on the background and then layered embellishments tone on tone. So this mini album was really fun to make. Sometimes I'm just inspired to create something and go with the flow, and when that happens, it's just a good thing. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you again soon.